Nothing like that voice to pull us out of that moment. And that moment is retrievable. Always we can create again that space of peaceful breath because we have choice. And right now I choose to rest and make my home in the breathing. Relax. So today we are gathered for a channeling with the lineage. And in a few moments, we'll gently float in that direction. But first, I want to give thanks to you for being here. Thank you for joining, bringing your energy. And I'd speak a little bit about the channeling process. Channeling is not a special thing. we all channel in different ways. And we all have the potential to channel in this way, I suppose, if that's what our soul has called us to and what we want to bring our attention to in this life, then it's possible for everyone. It's not an exclusive club. And I'm always aware that when there's a group together and we gather in the name, in the word, in the sight of Holy Spirit, in the breath of Holy Spirit, then the group itself becomes a channeling entity and we all become a part of that process. We all open to allow the flow of love. That's basically what channeling is. It's just opening to a flow of love. In this case, that flow of love has a label, being Jeshua or Mary or the Christ lineage or whatever. It's essentially creation expressing itself. It's no more mysterious than that, and yet that is in itself quite mysterious. you look at it, but it's no different to what's happening all the time through all of us. We're just giving a bit more focus to it. So in that sense, there's an invitation from me to the group to breathe deeply through the process, to relax, to open, to allow yourself to be that conduit for love, which Jeshua talks about in the Way of Mastery a lot. Simply becoming the conduit for love by allowing yourself to be the conduit for love. It is so simple. And yeah, I think we're pretty great masters at getting in the way of that. So here's an opportunity to get out of the way of that, really. And how do we do that? Well, we do it by doing nothing. Just gets simpler and simpler, this process. We do it by doing nothing, and that in itself is a fine art. It's a skill. So let's practice that. Let's be with that today. Let's set an intention together. If you want to join with this, that's great. If it's like, not really, that's great too. It's like, it's up to you. Now let's hold an intention that for the next hour of our time, we will practice doing nothing together. And just letting go really into that nothingness and allowing love to come through and bring whatever it wants to bring. Hi, Thomas. Welcome. So we're just heading now into breath. We've set an intention to focus on doing nothing for now and to really explore how that might be for us. Just breathing, opening, receiving, allowing. And when the mind wants to come in with some form of doing, we can simply thank it, lay it aside, come back to the breath. And we collectively will channel the energy of the lineage of Christ. Now let's take some deep breath. And really reaffirm this intention. Let's get really clear in our system. Let's get really clear that I'm here to do nothing. For the next hour, I'm here to do nothing, to do nothing, to do nothing. I'm going to breathe deeply together. We're going to join together in the heart. We're going to join together in the mind. We're going to join together in the soul. And together we are going to do nothing. And to sink deeper and deeper and deeper into nothingness. Just to see, just to explore what's it like. Just out of curiosity and wonder. What's it like to do nothing together? And open to receive the flow of love into that nothingness. Not as a doing by ourselves, but as a passive receptivity to life, to love. And within the container of our nothingness, we're going to welcome the lineage of Christ to speak, to communicate, to be present, to love us, just as we are. Doing nothing. And you're going to breathe for a little while in silence, and then I'm going to say a prayer. I'm going to open to the lineage. They will speak. We'll see where we go from there. I will see you on the other side of that. Just reaffirming our commitment to doing nothing. Just letting go. And after I've said the prayer, and there'll be a little silence, and then Jeshua and Mother Mary will be communicating with us and sharing in the space of nothing and breath, heart. Beloved Father, Mother, God, Goddess, shimmering light that is within and through all creation. Let me open this body, this heart, this mind, this soul in receptivity to the love that Christ is, that is through all things, that is what you are, that is which life is. Let me open and help me to open to receive that into the emptiness of myself. That you might express share love and beauty with this group and the world as light and as words, as feeling, as energy and frequency. I give myself to that now. Amen. Now, now we begin. Beloved friends, we give thanks unto you for your presence in this moment, for the focus of your breath within the form of your body, for the focus of the presence of the consciousness of your soul into this moment, aligned with breath and posture, aligned with the frequency of light that your soul transmits in creation, aligned with love. We give thanks unto you for your willingness to sit in this space now and to bring the beauty of the expression of the light that you are into creation through this breath and this body, even in this moment. For this expression of that which you are is always present within the extension of experience that you are facilitating through mind, through consciousness, even now. There is a specific language of energy that we wish to address today. It is a specific frequency of light that is often much misunderstood within the framework of the world. This energy is pressure, dear ones. It is the condensing of light in order to reform or reformat frequencies of energy contained within the sphere of its expression. Pressure is a catalytic energy that is generated within mind very specifically and at times in tremendous orchestration, not only within what you consider and perceive to be the self, and yet within the wider framework of co-creativity between many souls through the events and the circumstances of life. Pressure, beloved friends, is often seen as an unwelcome visitor into the vista of your mind's experience. And yet we say unto you, what in truth would you have transformed without the frequency of pressure visiting into your mind? For it is this energy that comes and encloses that seemingly for that aspect of consciousness that is caught within the sphere of pressure, trapped. That is the experience of being trapped with the walls closing in upon the self, as the self is perceived in that myopic way. Of course, in truth, it is the self that is facilitating the compression of pressure around that aspect of self so that it might, within the framework of that condensing energy, transform, so that the frequencies of fear, when brought into that vice-like grip that you all know so well in this life upon earth. That vice-like grip that pushes and presses until the very structures of what you thought to be true implode upon themselves, revealing within naught but light and love once more is restored. Pressure, friends, is indeed one of your greatest friends in terms of its capacity to accelerate the journey of remembrance and transmutation, the the very alchemical movement in consciousness of taking certain frequencies of energy and transforming them through the power of consciousness, of intention, of remembering, of bringing to bear upon them the focused light and clarity of your own truth and beingness, that they might return simply by turning the perspective inside out and upside down, so that the perception of the dream, the perception of separation is imploded within itself to reveal the truth of that which was and is always there, which is the full unification of every aspect of life, of creation, of experience, every thought, every dream, every sensation, every emotion, every experience itself of being within the sphere of enclosing pressure, that itself is revealed to be in perfect union with the love that extends throughout the entirety of creation, including self, very much including self. So as you sit and bear witness to the expression of energy that you are electing to convey into mind, even in this moment, whatever that may be, however it may be labeled, whatever perception of it and interpretation of it may be created, every aspect of that experience is birthed from and even now suffused with the perfect love of God. And that perfect love of God is who you are, is what you are experiencing through and as. And the energy of pressure serves to build the weight, the weight that is required. And sometimes that's a small amount, and sometimes that's a large amount. The weight that is required to condense the energy of fear back into itself so that it can return, it can implode in that moment. The moment in which it is released by mind from having to persist in the delusion that it has been programmed with. And take a moment to think about this, to allow this to settle into the mind and the heart and the belly. The pressure mounts and builds because within the fear is the commitment, the absolute commitment to maintaining the status quo, to upholding that twisting aspect of love into fear, to hold on to that which has been programmed, chosen within self. And it is exactly the amount of force that is asserted from mind within into that fearful creation that must be met by the pressure from the co-creativity with others and self in order to elicit the implosion of fear back in to the truth of that which it is. And the remembrance within that aspect of creativity, within that aspect of mind that has been suffused with the consciousness of self in order to experience, for that to come back, to be met with force that counters the projection of need. From the countenance of lack within self, from the desire to know fear and separation. Pressure, beloved friends, is here to assist in the return of the son to the father, of the daughter to the mother. It is the return of that which has been programmed with fear into the wholeness of perfect safety. A perfect safety that was known, and that is still yet known in the depth of being. Why do we bring this to you? You may wonder. It is that we hope you can use the context of this information to bear witness to the application of pressure in life. And remember, this is a temporary squeeze upon an aspect of my own creation that I am choosing even now to return to the power of transmutation out of the sphere and arena of fearful thinking and back to the remembrance of perfect safety within mind and self. It is the hope that we have that you can see the perfection of the co-creation in your life, where you have created blockage upon blockage and dead end upon dead end until you sit seemingly in the crucible without choice, with the walls closing in upon you, and there is only one thing to do, which is to surrender to the beloved and to remember that this creation is here to push you back through the eye of the needle, to condense your expansive consciousness within the dream back into the middle way, the tiny hole through which all beings must travel when they have let go of all that does not serve them, and they have transformed. You have transformed the frequencies of fearfulness. You have imploded the frequencies of fearfulness. You have allowed fully the transmutation, the alchemization of the energies of fearfulness within your body until they have all imploded and condensed back into their essential nature, which is the simple quality of love. We offer this simple context of understanding that you might choose to assist yourself through allowing the body and the mind, the breath, the heart, and the soul to sit within the crucible, in the flames and the fire, under the intense pressure placed upon the self, in the knowing that it is through this process fear becomes once more love. This is the deepest of alchemies to occur within the form, and in truth, it is the only alchemy that holds true value whilst you journey through the dream of separation. For it is this alchemy, birthed from fire, assisted by pressure, that gives rise to the expression of truth through the heart, the soul, the mind, and the body, whilst it lasts upon this planet Earth. And it is this expression of love that has been birthed through the alchemization of fear, that brings unto self the fulfillment of knowing love, of breathing love and speaking love, of showing love, of gesticulating love, of being love. It is our hope that you will come to witness self in pressure as being of the greatest value, and that when those times come into your life, you are able now more so to sit and revere the holiness of the moment that is presented unto you. To sit in breath and give thanks unto self and God for having chosen a moment of such profound transmutation and potential, and aligning the self with the breath in the heart with the intention to transform through the form all fear, all that has been feared and all that is feared. For in truth, all healing, all atonement is the transformation of fear in mind from that which it has been programmed to be, and return it to the essential nature of all life, love. Beloved friends, we give thanks unto you for being in this field of transformation, for allowing yourself to be immersed, to be suffused with these frequencies of separation, of shame and guilt and doubt and fear. We give thanks unto you for swimming through the waters, the soup of judgment that is this world. We give thanks unto you for your courage, for the pure, raw, devotional courage that it takes to embark upon this journey of atonement through the frequencies of this world that you find yourselves now. Beloved friends, we give thanks unto you for making the choice again and again to feel as deeply as you do, and to allow the process of transformation through the very cells of your body and the thoughts of your mind and the beliefs that underpin it all, that you have chosen, elected with that courage in heart to adopt and make real for yourself, that you might unpick these threads and bring healing not only to self but to the whole of creation as it bears witness to the death of separation in all of these realms of creativity and dimensions of experience that have been conjured into mind. We give thanks unto you for choosing this way. And we would share with you this breath together in this heart together in this mind, together, join in a harmony of intention, of a harmony in desire, to allow in this moment, through these words, through these forms, through this circle of being, through the extended field of the floor upon which you sit and the air around you that you breathe, we together, through this desire to transform fear, to alchemize fear through breath into love, to change the underwritten patterning of the creation that we are being now, that we are transforming now, as we hold the intention with great clarity in mind. Let not fear remain in mind. Let not fear remain in heart. Let not fear remain in form. Let fear now be transformed. Let us apply the pressure. Let us bring the fire. Let us sit in the heat of our breath and change that which we once desired more than anything, back into the frequency of love and God. Let us place ourselves willingly within the crucible of the belly and breathe and stoke the fires within with force and power. And let us proclaim that fear has no place here, as we pull it up by the roots from within and toss it upon the fire that burns in the belly and the heart. Let us take up our old creations and cast them aside. Let us embrace the desires that have been, and yet in the same breath replace them with what we would know to be true now. Let us love. Let us love fiercely. Let us love with power and grace. Let us love in the fire and the pressure. Let us love in the face of all resistance. Let us know that our love is enough, and more so than that. Let us know that our love is here to transform everything from the inside out. And let us know that that is happening now. Let us breathe the very fires of transformation. Let us not hold back, nor doubt, nor fear. Let us bring all that is not love into the center of the flames, and let us breathe more deeply into it. Let us not shy away, nor recoil in shame for what we have made. Let us embrace it in the lick of flames and watch it burn. as we destroy what was, and watch from the stillness of those ashes a new being arise, a new self take form, a self founded not in fear, but in love, a self that we have always known, yet feared to know. And let that fear dissolve again the flames of the heart and the belly. And let us come to know who we are. And let us not fear the demonstration of this in the world. And let us not recoil from ourselves anymore. Let us not deny the beauty and the glory of our being, of our light, of our truth, of the love that we have been made to be. Let us embrace that now instead of the fears and the doubts of the past. Let us sit in the fire of resurrection, in the heat of transformation, in the pressure of transmutation. And let us come to know transfiguration as we arise in love and truth and commitment, in grace with God. In the name of Christ, in the name of Christ and as Christ. Make it so, for it is, and we are. We are complete here for now. And give thanks. Our blessings upon all creation. And we give thanks once more for your presence here on earth, for taking birth and form, for living the life you've lived this far, for being who you are, for committing in devotion to truth and to the return of the Christ, of the King and the Queen within the kingdom and the queendom of Self. Amen. 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 Hmm. Thank you, everybody, for joining and being a part of that flow of energy. You're welcome, Karen. Nice to, I can't see you, but nice to have you here. Ah, well, there's a little space and time if anyone wants to share anything. Yes, Corey, you may. Of course you can. Good time. There you go.
Okay, so I just want to share that I never usually want to get on channelings because I always want it to just come through me. And yesterday I did a mushroom journey and I got to the very, very root of my rage in a way that I never have. And before that happened, I had asked, what do I do with this rage, with everything happening in the US and everything all around the world. And so I got to the root of my rage and I could feel like I was right this tip, this tip point where I could see the edge of the light through, but just like claws, just, you know, in the fear that I was feeling. And I have a kidney stone and it's stuck in my ureter. And the ureter actually gets smaller as it goes down. And there's maybe a 20% chance that it can pass. But I asked for 30 more days before the surgery. Well, I see now the ureter acts. Well, what I felt during my journey was so much pressure. It was all my rage. The pressure was in the ureter. I woke up this morning and I was like, I had sores all in my mouth. I have sores on my face. I have sores on my anus. I feel pressure in my heart. I feel pressure in my kidneys. And I said, what do I do with this pressure? And here I am. Oh. And when you were talking, so you were talking about pressure, and I could just feel, and what pressure is, it's not a negative thing that I got, that just to just join with it. And I saw myself battling it yesterday, right at the edge, just battling it. And it was okay. It was like, just go back. At least I know what I'm dealing with now. It was like someone laying the map out on the table and saying, here you go. Go back, do your breathing, do your work, and then you're going to get another chance to come back down to this edge, to this narrowing tube that's my ureter, that's everything. So thank you for the answer of my more insight into this pressure. And for showing me that I watched my judgments arise as I joined in of, am I giving my power away by joining in with someone and listening to them? And I only was able to, once I got through that rage, was I only able, by feeling into that fully rage, madness, ripping clothes off rage, am I able to actually join with a male and join with him as an equal, not as someone who's giving this message to me, but as joining with someone who is just, my channeling of anger is coming through in a Facebook post, yours is coming through this. And only when I got through my judgment and my rage of that, of always like, and I've watched it arise at the beginning of our thing was, am I just going to give myself away again? Or is that what this really is about? Because it's not. So thank you. And I'm taking up space right now. And and I'm owning it. Thank you. I can't hear you, but I don't know what's.
I've
Oh, there. Yeah. Well.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, there you go. I made a mistake with my audio. So yeah, I wanted to say, like, Corey, thank you so much. Like, what a gift that share is. You know, I think I can't speak for the group, but for me on a personal level, right, that's really deeply touching to feel accepted, you know, by the feminine. Like what where there was once rage and resistance and anger, you know, at the expression that I am as a man, you know, and I've been aware of that acutely, not from you personally, but collectively, and how actually, like, it brings a lot up for me, like, to feel that just at a time that I'm learning to accept myself in this framework, whatever this is, in this context, you know, of being and sharing and expressing and essentially allowing, you know. And I really, you know, it's so important to me that it's equal. It's so important to me that I'm not putting myself on some kind of pedestal. It's so important to me that I'm not trying to elevate myself above others. At the same time, keeping in balance, that I'm not degrading myself and belittling myself and putting myself down in reaction to that, in order to try and establish that balance. You know, it's like just trying to hold this sweet spot in the middle where I'm just being me and not trying. Right? And I want to say I'm really trying hard with that, but it's probably true in a way, you know. But like that's what I want, you know, and you're helping me fulfill that by being who you are and sharing what's true for you. So I'm deeply grateful for what you express, Corey, and bring.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah,
I
you're
feel
welcome. Oh. Oh. I wonder if we can all take some breath together. And like, I'm really curious, Corey, because like we've just had this beautiful process about pressure. I wonder whether we can just sit in it together right now, just for a moment. Just all together, just sit and allow ourselves to feel like what's there.
I receive all you said. I receive it. I can receive it now because the judgments.
So beautiful, Corey. It's just so beautiful. Right? It's really beautiful. Oh.
I just kept hearing constantly as I was going through my rage, your rage is not about vengeance. It's not about revenge. It's about getting to a place where you can finally join with the
Oh.
masculine. It's just, I feel that opening in me.
So good. It's so good. It's so amazing to witness and feel in myself, you know. I can see the smiles and the connection in the group. It's obviously touching in the heart as a chord of truth, this movement. I just want to say thank you, Corey. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yes, and just and joining and claiming my space and as joining as an equal.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, I'm similar in some ways, you know. I love to give
Yeah, I
people
feel
power,
it.
you know. It's like I love to give power away.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and then you know, resent those that I've given my power to.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, give me my power back. It's like, well, I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get it,
Mhm.
and I'm very grateful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Corey.
everyone else for listening and sharing, receiving what I'm sharing.
Yeah, I'm excited to know what happens with that pressure in your system now.
Yeah.
You know, as you just hold the context of sitting with it and kind of watching that fear. It's interesting, and they talked about fear, and I think the kidneys are very related to fear, and
Yeah.
kidney stones are very related to fear, and the movement of that through your system coming down to ground, really.
Yeah, I in the journey, it was just, it came right up. Here's your fear. And I was, and I actually had this moment where I thought I looked at the time and I thought I actually pushed record on Facebook Live. And I'm high, I'm on this mushroom journey. And I just was like, there's nothing I can do. And I was reaching out to my friend, sisters Lauren, Casey, Nariah, someone get me off this live. And then I just had to be a point where I just ripped my clothes off and I was like, okay, if we're going to do this on Facebook Live, we're going to do it. And it's fucking terrifying and and free. Oh my God. It was not pretty. And I did not care. I did not care. But it was still, there was still this little, there's still more surrender to come, but I saw it. So, but yeah, I saw the pain and the fear, the absolute fear and the anger and rage right in the kidneys. So, and I've dealt with kidney stones, as soon as I started on this journey. And this one is just the idea of the narrowing of the ureter, and the woman that told me, you're not going to be able to release this, and it was an Indian woman who had become a Christian, and and was in the medical society, and it was just like, oh my God, it's like what is being mirrored right in front of me is fucking yeah. Thank you. Wow.
I love it, Corey. Thanks so much. I love your candidness and willingness to share, and I really appreciate your journey and for bringing it here. And I feel very blessed to have witnessed this and been a part of this group as you take this step. So thank you.
Thank you.
Let me have a look in the chat here. Oh, it's a message for you there, Corey. I love you, Corey. Thank you so much, from Lauren.
Oh, thank you, Lauren.
And we'll take another share if there's another share to be had. Very happy to. All right. Well, that feels good. I feel complete. Thank you very much, everyone. There'll be a recording posted. I'm very happy to edit out your share if you would like me to, Corey. Okay, thank you very much. And I'll post that in the meetings with Spirit Group. If you're in that group, you'll get a notification. If you're not, I'll find a way of getting that group to you. Donations are really welcome. I mean, really, really welcome. I mean, really, 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 really welcome. So if you haven't donated and you'd like to, I can get you a link. Yes, Jean. Hello.
Please, could you put me in the Facebook group?
Yes, I can. Of course I can. I will do that. Thank you, Jean.
It's been
Yeah.
really, it's been amazing. Thank you. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm glad. That's great. I've got a course starting tomorrow, a 4-week course on the first axiom, which starts tomorrow 2 hours earlier than this webcast started. So that's tomorrow at 3 p.m. UK time. There's a 4-week dive into what the hell are we doing to ourselves here? Really. Or the first axiom, like really focusing on what am I experiencing, like, and am I truly taking responsibility? Am I truly showing the willingness in the moments when the pressure is the greatest, when the emotions are really swirling? Like, am I really truly stopping and asking the question, you know, what am I creating here? You know, and reclaiming the power back for ourselves out of our creation, so that we can begin to make a start at changing from that place. It's going to be a really beautiful course. It's every Sunday for 4 weeks. There's a channeling, there's a teaching tomorrow, and there'll be a couple of sharing circles as well, and a Facebook group to support. But the main focus is to get into practice and be inspired into not just daily, but hour by hour and minute by minute practice for 4 weeks, really focusing on taking responsibility. It's like, I'm doing this to myself. It's like, no one else is doing this. I'm doing this to myself. Am I willing to look at that? Am I willing to explore that? Am I willing to own that? Am I really willing to say, you know, I'm doing this? It's like, what do I want to carry on in that? You know, but getting underneath it as well. So it's going to be a beautiful 4 weeks, a great journey with the group. There's a suggested donation of $200, and you're very welcome to come along for whatever you can afford. And there's information on Facebook. That's my little plug. It's been very beautiful to journey with you today. There'll be another channeling at the end of the month. Okay, thank you very much. God bless.